Tonight, horse racing crowns those who achieved greatness in 2006. Answering that year-long question, who do you like today?
Who do you like today?
Who do you like today?
I like names.
Who do you like today?
We like the Grays.
Octave goes on to win it.
Who do you like today?
I like my horse.
No biz like showbiz is a circular K. Street sense could not have been more impressive.
I like any horse with a cute jockey because jockeys are hot.
I love the long shot.
It's me, yes, approval, but they're chasing English Channel. That 10-man will win it.
Who do you like today?
Point Ashley, the daughter of Dua and dreaming of Anna.
I love a horse with a lot of heart.
By Barbaro today. Invasaur has won the classic. And Discreet Cat.
Who do you like today?
Who do you like today?
I like the sprint.
Undefeated Discreet Cat and Henny Hughes with a sparkling. Zeko and Tari Nakatani win it clear.
I like a horse with speed.
I like my horse to be from a strong, powerful family.
Bernardini, brilliant once again.
Who do you like today?
Who do you like today?
I like a horse that'll get through traffic.
Ouija board and Frankie Natari. Wait a while, yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 36th Annual Eclipse Awards, live from the Beverly Wilshire Four Seasons Hotel. Now, welcome your host, Jerry O'Connell.
Thank you. Very exciting, very exciting. Welcome, everyone, to the 36th Eclipse Awards, live from Beverly Hills. It's great to be back here hosting these awards live on TVG. Now, I work in television and movies these days, mostly television on Crossing Jordan, which is on NBC. And for those of you who are not familiar with life on the set, thank you. Thanks, that's my mom back there. It consists mainly of frenzied periods of activity followed by a long time waiting around for your next scene. It's like the old 80-20 rule, about 20% of frenzied activity and about 80% of waiting around. It's during that 80% of waiting around that the combination of TVG, my BlackBerry, and my daily racing form prove invaluable. Okay, so I want you all to know that I did my part in 2006. Maybe we can put my honorarium tonight right into my account and just cut out this middleman. Okay, we've got a lot to get to. So first, a little love for our dinner sponsors tonight. United Emirates Airline, Bessemer Trust, John Deere, NetJets, Grey Goose, Equibase, UPS, and a special thanks to the Eclipse Awards sponsors, the Daily Racing Forum, National Turf Riders Association, and the National Thoroughbred Racing Association. Grey Goose has... Let's give them a round of applause. Grey Goose has graciously gotten us through our cocktail hour, and Jess Jackson, thoroughbred owner and breeder, has been kind enough to provide us all with the Stone Street Vineyards wine. It was delicious. Thank you, Jess. We are here tonight to honor the top performers and top performances in an amazing year for horse racing. Kieran McLaughlin, Todd Plesher, Doug O'Neill, Russell Bays. That's right. We've had a little too much of your wine, Mr. Jackson. Go-Go Garrett Gomez, Edgar Prado, the hard-knocking rags to riches lava man, the great Bernardini, the ageless frequent flyer, Ouija board, the South American-bred Dubai-owned Invasaur. After Seabiscuit and Funny Side in 2003, Smarty Jones in 2004, and a Fleet Alex last year, who would have thought that another horse would come along and capture the imagination of the American public in 2006? But one did. His tour de force in the Kentucky Derby had us all thinking about a possible Triple Crown, but it was his amazing grace, tenacity, and fighting spirit in his battle to survive that made Barbaro the most talked about horse in America in 2006, and the NTRA Moment of the Year as voted by the fans. Barbaro's gallant effort helped people understand how devoted that all of you here tonight are to taking care of your horses. He helped people understand that the incredible care and handling that thoroughbreds receive on a regular basis. He helped call attention to the need to keep equine health and safety as one of the guiding principles of this sport. And he couldn't have done any of that without the extraordinary, unflagging support of his owners, Roy and Gretchen Jackson, and the expertise of one university, one doctor, and his team of dedicated assistants. It's with a great deal of pleasure that I introduce tonight's first presenter to tell us the champion steeplechase horse. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Dean Richardson. Come on, get up for this guy.
No.
Come on.
I'm coming.
Get up!
Don't even do it. I'm guessing that they asked me to give this award because I'm a true believer in this particular sport. There's nothing better than getting on a horse and running at speed over jumps, and I think those of you who've ever done it know the thrill of it. And there's really, in the thoroughbred racing world, there's nothing that quite combines strength and stamina like steeplechasing. So I'm a big fan of the sport, and certainly a big fan of at least one of these horses. So let's take a look at three of the very best of this year.
The finalists for Champion Steeplechase horse are McDynamo. This two-time Eclipse winner turned in another sensational season. McDynamo won 3 of 4 races, victorious in 2 Grade 1s, including this 6 1/4 win in the Sunset Medical Steeplechase.
To the finish here, it's McDynamo.
Mixed Up. Won 3 races in 7 starts. Won over $200,000 in 2006.
But it's going to be Mixed Up. Mixed Up is the winner.
Sur La Tête. Only raced twice in 2006, but made both races count. Winner of 2 Grade 1s, $193,000 in earnings, which included his double-digit romp in the Royal Chase Sport of Kings Hurdle.
The 9th running of the Grade 1 Royal Chase for the Sport of Kings will belong to Chris Reed and Sur La Tête.
And the winner is McDynamo.
Accepting the Eclipse Award for Champion Steeplechase
It looks to me like coming up to accept the award
is Michael Moran, owner of
Michael
McDynamo.
Moran.
This 9-year-old gelding has now won the Steeplechase Eclipse 3 of the past 4 years and is trained by Santa Hendricks. Congratulations, McDynamo, winner of the Eclipse Steeplechase Horse 2006.
Thank you. I think Dean wants to be the MC here next year. Oh, he's a lot better at this than I am, but I'll give it a go. Thank you very much. I'm going to make a quote, start with a quote from Frederick Tessio, which says, "A horse gallops with his lungs, perseveres with his heart, and wins with his character." And this is McDynamo. It is an honor for me to receive the award for McDynamo, a horse who has given many people the opportunity to witness the progression from maiden hurdle winner in 2001, novice champion in 2002, to 4 consecutive Breeders' Cup wins from 2003 to 2006. 3 Eclipse Awards. In 6 fruitful years, he has gone from rookie to steeplechase legend. When I purchased McDynamo as a yearling at the Keeneland sales, I believed the son of Dynaformer was destined for marathon turf events like his stakes-winning younger brother, Old Chapel. But when gate phobias finally curtailed his flat career after 2 wins and 9 starts, he finally found his niche when transferred to hurdling and new and better trainer, Santa Hendricks. I believe the class has always been there, but precocity was not a strong point. In one of his last starts on the flat, going a mile and 5/8 with Pat Day in the irons at Saratoga, he actually ran a 94 Beyer. I believe that if they gave Beyers to the jumpers, 5 years later, he would be running about 115. I'm especially happy to have with me tonight my family, my mother Betty, my wife Ann, my daughters Elizabeth, Caroline, and Emily. I would like to thank the various groups that support Grade 1 steeplechasing, the Keeneland Association, the New York Racing Association, the Breeders' Cup in conjunction with Far Hills, the model for great jump racing, and the Colonial Cup. We would not be here tonight without the patient care and handling by Santa Hendricks, who has had this horse prepped to the minute for every battle he has waged. McDynamo has a cult following at Far Hills, where he has won 6 years in a row. I would also like to thank Jody Petty for his skills in the saddle, and Brianne Slater, who tends to this horse like a mother. Thanks to the blacksmith Ron Reynolds, veterinarian Tom Reed, and van driver John Hodges. I would be remiss if I did not mention the breeder, Nathan Fox. Even the famous Dr. Dean Richardson has had his knife in this critter a couple times. Thank you very much, McDynamo. Thank you.
Okay, our next presenter is an author, columnist, and publisher. He's also been known to place a wager from time to time. Please welcome Steve Crist, chairman and publisher of the Daily Racing Form.
Thank you and good evening. The Handicapper of the Year award is meant not only to recognize again the winner of the NTRA DRF Handicapping Challenge each year, but also as a symbolic gesture to recognize the hundreds of thousands of fans and horse players who are the true lifeblood of this industry. This year's winner, Ron Rippey, is particularly pleasing to me personally because Ron is a public handicapper for a newspaper. He's been a public handicapper in print for 43 years, the last 28 of them for the Newark Star-Ledger. And in addition to being an ace handicapper, Ron is really an ace human being. He donated a substantial portion of his winnings to Heal the Children, a charity he's been involved with for many years. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to the Handicapper of the Year, Ron Rippey.
Thank you. I would like to thank the Star-Ledger for allowing me all these years to be the handicapper so I could hone my skills to reach this pinnacle in my career. I would also like to thank my wonderful Arlene for showing the patience to allow me 5 to 6 hours every day to handicap. But most of all, I would like to accept this award on behalf of all the horse players in the country who make this the great sport that it is. Let me correct that, to make this the greatest sport there is. Thank you all.
John Nayrud was elected to the Thoroughbred Racing Hall of Fame 35 years ago for his achievements as a horse trainer. Tonight we honor him with the Eclipse Award of Merit for his contributions not only as a horse trainer, but for the many other things that he's done for this industry. Please enjoy and watch this film about John Nayrud.
He's regarded as one of America's most successful and influential thoroughbred horsemen. Born in 1913 in Nebraska, John Nayrud received his trainer's license at 18. Training from 1931 to 1978, he compiled 27 stakes winners and 5 champions, including 1957 Belmont Stakes winner Gallant Man.
Oh, one thing more. Gallant Man's the first Irish bred to win the Belmont. Gallant, indeed.
But his most famous horse was the legendary Dr. Fager, the only thoroughbred to win 4 championships in 1 year: Sprinter, Turf Horse, Handicap Horse, and Horse of the Year.
And Dr. Fager is the winner by 3 lengths.
Dr. Fager was named after the real doctor who saved Nayrud's life when he fell off a horse which required emergency brain surgery.
The fastest horse in the world. That's Dr. Fager, who most railbirds rate as the swiftest steed in American racing history.
He rewarded the doctor by naming one of the century's greatest thoroughbreds for him. Nayrud also bred and owned Fabiano, sire of champion and top stallion Unbridled. One might say that Nayrud is outspoken, often blunt and direct.
I tried to get Tommy Trotter to put 145 on him the last race, and he wouldn't do it.
Oh, why? Because you want to prove a point or something?
I just want to show him I could do it.
Wow.
But people listened to what he had to say. During the 1980s, Nehrude was a prime force in the early development of the Breeders' Cup, helping founder John Gaines sell the concept to horsemen across the country. In 1985, Nehrude won a Breeders' Cup race in the mile with his homebred Cozine.
And it's going to be Cozine to win it.
Nehrude might be most proud of an accomplishment that occurred 50 years ago. He was the first person to spearhead the effort to gain insurance for New York backstretch workers at a time that was unheard of. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we honor John Nehrude with the Eclipse Award of Merit for a lifetime of outstanding achievement in thoroughbred racing.
John, who will turn 94 in a couple of weeks, was not able to join us tonight, but we were able to catch up with him at his home on Long Island last week, and we do have a piece of film with him accepting this award.
I wish to thank you for this Eclipse Award of Merit. It's a great honor and a greatest satisfaction for me to receive this award. I'm sorry I will not be able to attend the presentation dinner. As at 94, your agenda is rather limited. 25 years ago, the Breeders' Cup was born, and I'm proud to be one of the 10 founding fathers. The Breeders' Cup was not an easy sell. There were many starts and many stops and many glitches. I was named chairman of the marketing committee and helped develop marketing into the great tool it is today for the thoroughbred industry. I'm sure the new board is capable of carrying on this success and also will reach new heights and new success. Thank you, and God bless you.
No tribute to John would be complete without mentioning his contribution to the literature of horse racing. It was John who first said a phrase that many of us live by, which is, John once said, "I'd rather have me a bad day at the racetrack than a goddamn good day anyplace else." Accepting the award for John here tonight, one of his many proteges and another man who knows a little bit about what to do with a good horse, Carl Nofsker. Carl?
I first would love to express one thing in my life, and that's the honor to be able to receive an award for a man as John Nehrude that has helped me and so many people so much. Just to be associated with John Nehrude for 25 years has been a great honor, and the things I've learned from him, I could never write a book to equal it. I want to thank him. I thank you. And he said today, as I spoke with him, thank you, thank you.
Joining our next presenter on stage is Rock Dold of John Deere, sponsor of the Breeders' Cup Turf. Joining Rock is a star of stage and screen, including the hit show Boston Legal. He is a 2006 Emmy Award winner and, perhaps most importantly, a former exercise rider for the legendary Horatio Luro. Please welcome Leslie Jordan.
Y'all may be wondering what I have in this sack, and then again, you may not care at all, but I'm going to tell you. I thought when they asked me to come present that maybe they were giving an award for the worst exercise rider in the history of the sport. I exercised racehorses for 10 years at Belmont Park, and I don't think I ever got on a horse that didn't run away with me. I could get them to the track and I could get them going, but I couldn't get them to stop. the pony boys would just roll their eyes, here he comes, and I would be flapping up the middle of the track, pony boy, pony boy. The way I was able to keep my job, I worked for 10 years for Mr. Horatio Luro, who in my opinion is one of the best trainers to ever saddle a horse. But when I went to work for him, he was 83 years old, he was deaf as a post, he was blind as a bat, and he had lost every one of his marbles. That's the honest God truth. He had no idea what was going on out there. He also heard my accent, and he thought that I was from Ireland. And for 10 years, he called me the Irish boy. And his lovely wife, Tippy, would say to him, Horatio, he's not from Ireland, he's from the hills of Tennessee. But he never did seem to hear. So he was afraid to fire me because he thought I'd get deported. That's a true story. But so any of you that knew me when I was an exercise rider and thinks of me as a big loser, I finally found something I'm really good at. And I want to show y'all, look what I won this year. An Emmy. If you think I'm showing off, you're damn right I am. They wouldn't let me on the plane with it because they thought it could be a weapon. So I had to put it in my suitcase, and they broke it. Anyway, back to the order at hand. The point being, we're all winners, and if your horse doesn't win tonight, look at this Emmy. If I can win one, hang in there. The finalists for male turf horse included one who was nearly retired before last season, one who was bred in America but named for a famous European body of water, and one from the Wizard of Oz. Let's take a look.
The finalists for champion male turf horse are English Channel. This 4-year-old racked up over $1.5 million in earnings, won 3 Grade 1 races at 3 different tracks, and ran a solid 3rd place in the John Deere Breeders' Cup Turf.
English Channel finished up 3rd.
Miesque's Approval won 5 races in 7 starts, earned $1.9 million, and ran lights out as a 24-to-1 long shot against the best Europe had to offer in the NetJets Breeders' Cup Mile.
It's Miesque's Approval coming home to win the Breeders' Cup Mile on his own.
The Tin Man. This 8-year-old gelding just keeps getting better with age. In just 5 starts, was victorious 4 times in 2006. This son of a firm ended the season with Grade 1 wins in the Arlington Million and Clement Hirsch.
They hit the wire together. The Tin Man will win it.
Okay, and the winner for the Eclipse Award for champion male turf horse is Miesque. Oh, y'all, approval. Miesque has approval.
Accepting the Eclipse Award for champion male turf horse is Carla Wolfson, the wife of Miesque's Approval trainer Marty Wolfson. Owned and bred in Florida, Miesque's Approval at age 7 becomes the oldest male turf horse Eclipse Award winner since 1984, when the 9-year-old gelding John Henry was voted that honor.
So thank you. Wow. So happy to be here tonight. I stand before you. Almost 9 years ago to the day, I laid on a respirator in ICU, fighting for my very life. And tonight, I am here accepting an Eclipse Award for the champion turf horse of 2007, just to show you how horses touch our lives. When I was a kid, I was fascinated with Mr. Ed. So badly I wanted that horse. Certainly a far-fetched dream. How silly it was to think a horse could talk. What I've come to know is that horses really do talk if people will only listen. What I know for sure is that horses never lie, and they all deserve to be treated with dignity and kindness. Marty asked me to read this to you. 1 year ago, I received a call from Santa Anita that MES approval would draw in the Florida Million due to a defector. Had this not happened, Jerry Bailey would be victorious in his final ride. Artie Schiller would win his comeback race in the Maker's Mark. And Aragorn would be the champion turf horse. But as destiny would have it, none of the above happened, and MES approval blessed Live Oak Plantation, my wife and myself, with moments to be cherished a lifetime. Thank you, Mrs. Weber, for giving me a chance, and thank you, MES approval, for giving horses around the world hope that you're never counted out as long as there are people who believe in you. To you all I say, Marty Wolfson is quite possibly the best kept secret, and most definitely a most misunderstood person. I so congratulate the terrific job Marty did on MES approvals, conditioning, his care, along with a well-planned out year. Charlotte Weber is our real hero. She's been generous and kind and open-minded. She gave Marty an opportunity, and at the same time, she gave MES approval another chance. We all know the importance of the communication between horse and rider. Special thanks to my friend Jody Giorgio, who guided MES approval along his daily path. MES approval graced this earth in a special way. We are privileged and honored to accept this prestigious award on behalf of his owner, Charlotte Weber. Thank you all so very much. Thank you.
4 of the last 5 winners of the Female Turf Eclipse Award have been bred overseas. So have 2 of this year's finalists. Let's introduce all 3.
The finalists for champion female turf horse are Gorilla. This talented filly won 4 races at 3 different tracks. She demonstrated her explosive stretch run in the Grade 1 Beverly D. Ouija Board. This 2004 Eclipse Award winner has consistently rated as one of the best grass females for the past 3 years. She won the Emirates Airline Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf in impressive fashion, just like she did in 2004.
This is another scintillating effort from the true superstar Ouija Board.
Wait a while. Fans didn't have to wait long to realize her brilliance. She found success on the dirt, but it was the turf where she showed her true brilliance by capturing Grade 1 victories in the American Oaks.
But there's no way she'll catch the American Oaks winner. Wait a while, yes!
And Yellow Ribbon.
And the winner is Ouija Board.
Accepting the Eclipse Award on behalf of Lord Derby, owner of Ouija Board, is Bill Farish, the chairman of Breeders' Cup Limited. This is the 2nd female turf championship for Ouija Board, who captured the honor in 2004. Last year, Ouija Board won the Prince of Wales Stakes at Royal Ascot, the only female to do so since the race was elevated to Group 1 status. A sterling international star, Ouija Board.
Lord and Lady Derby really wish they could be here tonight. It's her 2nd Eclipse Award in the last 3 years. A huge accomplishment for any horse. And just on behalf of the whole team, Lord and Lady Derby, Peter and Francis Stanley, and trainer Ed Dunlop, they are immensely proud, and I'm going to see if they'll let me keep this one. Thank you all.
Thank you, Leslie. Thanks, guys. Our next presenter will present the Eclipse Award to Champion Breeder. Please welcome Stacy Bierce, publisher of Blood Horse Magazine.
Well, it's an honor to present the Eclipse Award to the Outstanding Breeder of 2006. And our finalists present quite a contrast. We have a perennial leader with 2006 earnings of more than $13 million. We have an international powerhouse standing more than 50 stallions in 8 countries. And we have high school sweethearts driven by a dream. Their homebred won the big race and then went on to win the hearts of America. And the finalists are...
The finalists for Outstanding Breeder are Adena Springs. Frank Stronach's Adena Springs compiled another banner season, bankrolling $13 million in purse money, nearly double its nearest rival. Adena's leading homebred in 2006 was Grade 1 winner Spun Sugar. Darley Stable. Bernardini led the way for the rising Darley Stable. In all, Sheikh Mohammed Al Maktoum's Darley operation earned $4.7 million. Another Darley homebred, Boleto, placed in 4 Grade 1 events. Roy and Gretchen Jackson. In 2006, the stars aligned for the Jacksons. Their band of top-class broodmares have paid off handsomely. Grade 1 winners Barbaro and George Washington served as a great headline act as Jackson-bred horses earned $2.3 million.
And the winner is Adena Springs.
Accepting the Eclipse Award for Adena Springs is Mrs. Frida Stronach, wife of owner Frank Stronach. In 2006, horses bred by Adena Springs stallions won 507 races. This is a record-tying 4th Outstanding Breeder Eclipse Award for Adena Springs and Frank Stronach, having also won in 2000, 2004, and 2005.
We'd like to thank all the breeders in America. We're all one big family. They breed to our stallions, we breed to other people's stallions. We buy their yearlings, they buy our yearlings. And we all need to keep breeding because we need more horses for the racetracks, bigger fields. It leads to more betting. So this is a great honor. And would you like to say something?
Yes. We have been in the breeding business now for more than 40 years, and we are in it with a lot of love, and we are very grateful and to receive this wonderful award now for the 4th time. And I have to warn you all, we started out with 1 horse in 40 years ago, and I don't even dare to say how many horses we have now. It's very hard to keep track of them all. They are all over North America. And like Sir Winston Churchill used to say, there is something about the outside of a horse that's good for the inside of man. And I can just agree with that. And this is an ongoing love. And I hope our family will continue to be in it, the next generation and the generation thereafter. Our little grandchild is already very enthusiastic about horses, so there is hope. Thank you very much.
The 36th Annual Eclipse Awards from the Beverly Wilshire Four Seasons Hotel will continue on TVG after this brief message.
Awards. 3 equine awards have already been handed out, 7 more to come, of course, including the big one, Horse of the Year, and that's the hardware. The Horse of the Year winner will be taking home. Welcome inside the Regent Beverly Wilshire. I am Greg Wolf. Plenty more to come this evening. A lot of excitement ahead, including right now. Let's go back to the main ballroom and Jerry O'Connell.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Thank you. Joining us on stage right now for the presentation of the champion older female is Ted Brady of Emirates Airlines, sponsor of the Breeders' Cup Distaff. And our next presenter has been a regular with us here at the Eclipse Awards for the last few years. He is a huge fan of our sport. Let's give a warm welcome to legendary radio and television host, Larry King. Come on, Larry. There he is. Come on.
Thank you, thank you. It's always good to come back. Shh. Hard to hear in the room. It's always good to come back and be part of this outstanding event. I'm a great fan of horse racing. Great to be here with Ted from Emirates Airlines. They fly to Dubai, and I don't know why, whenever I do this, they give me the older male award and the older female award. I think that's personal. I'm going to take it personal. Next year, I'd like to do the juveniles. I'm 73 years old. I know I look pretty good, but I'm 73. And I have a much younger wife, and we have 2 little boys at home, 7 and 6. And it was done without Viagra. But that one thing happens, I don't know why I'm thinking of this, maybe it's because of the older thing, but every time people see me and my wife together, I know what they're thinking. I mean, it's obvious. You see her, you see me, you see her, you see me. I know what they're thinking. But I tell them the same thing. If she dies, she dies. Over the years, our champion older female winners have included Lady Secret, Azeri, and the undefeated Personal Ensign. One of these 3 finalists will join this distinguished list of champions. Here they are.
The finalists for champion older female are Assisi Empre. Had exhibited talent on the turf before attempting dirt for the first time in her last 2 starts in 2006. Won the Grade 1 Spinster and finished second in the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Distaff.
Assisi Empre to take the Grade 1 Judgment Spinster.
Fleet Indian put together a season that could best be described as a model of consistency. Won 6 races in 7 starts, the streak of 6 straight victories that included the Grade 1 Personal Ensign and Beldame.
Fleet Indian would not be denied.
Round Pond. In 5 starts, this daughter of Awesome Again was just that. She won 3 times and never finished off the board. Overlooked at odds of 13 to 1, she defeated a stellar field in the Emirates Airlines Breeders' Cup Distaff.
Round Pond going on to take the distaff.
And the winner, the Eclipse Award for older female, goes to Fleet Indian.
Accepting the award for Fleet Indian is her owner, Paul Saylor. In 2006, Fleet Indian 6 victories, the most of all of tonight's Eclipse Award winners. This is the second Eclipse Award for Paul Saylor, who was also a partner in Ashado, the 2005 older female champion. Fleet Indian was bred in New York by Becky Thomas and Louis Lakin.
Congratulations. Congratulations on behalf of Emirates Airlines. Thank you very much. Congratulations very much.
Well, thank you to the National Thoroughbred Racing Association, the Daily Racing Forum voters, and the turf riders. You made a good choice. I have owned Fleet Indian as of the moment for 12 months, 3 weeks, and about 10 hours. It feels like a lot longer based on what she did and what we all went through together. Most of this group up here is family. The 2 closest to me don't look too much like me, and they're not family, but I think you probably recognize both Jose Santos Sr. and Jose Santos Jr. I am absolutely. I am thrilled that they could join us. Jose's heroics in the Breeders' Cup Distaff probably saved Fleet Indian's life, definitely saved her value. So for that, I'll be eternally grateful to his horsemanship skills. Jose started riding, I think, about 30 years ago in Chile. He's been riding in this country, I think, in his 23rd year. Since he came here, he's had something like 26,000 mounts, 4,100 winners, and almost 1,000 of those winners were black-type winners. And I think all that skill and experience proved itself in our favor on Breeders' Cup Day. So, he's as much of a reason, I think, why I'm standing here than anything. The common denominator, I've been here as stated in the introduction. Actually, this is the third time I've been fortunate enough, 3 years in a row, to stand here. And the common thread to that bit of good skill is the Todd Pletcher organization. So I want to thank Todd. And for those of you who are getting sick about everybody talking great things about Todd Pletcher, you're going to get no relief from me, because Todd's organization is superb. In addition to Todd himself, there are 6 terrific assistant trainers, and Michael McCarthy is representing that group here today. And I want to thank the ground crew based in New York, led by Maggie Sweet, Fleet Indian's buddy, Anna Seitz, Gustavo Castillo, and her morning partner, Eddie King. They all did a superb job, and it's just a fantastic organization. And I think I'll leave you with one thought. A lot is said about the ups and downs of horse racing. I don't think anything exemplifies that more than some of the experiences we all endured this year. And as I was leaving with my family, Churchill Downs, I literally bumped into the Matzes. And I started to say congratulations on Round Pond's win, and I was interrupted gracefully with their expressed concern over the state of Fleet Indian. So in this year of ups and downs, there is also, as the industry has witnessed, a lot of harshness, but also a lot of kindness. And just as an update, Fleet Indian is no longer under stall rest. She's out being hand-walked, and she'll be bred to Stormcat within the month. So she and I and everybody here, thank you very much.
And now the Older Male Award, my personal award. Our outstanding trio of finalists for Champion Older Male combined for 10 Grade 1 wins last year. 10 Grade 1 wins combined. Here they are.
The finalists for Champion Older Male are Invasor. Since coming to America, this Argentinian bred has taken the racing world by storm. This son of Candy Stripes earned over $3.9 million while winning all 4 of his Grade 1 races, including the Breeders' Cup Classic powered by Dodge.
And Invasor, the Argentinian bred Uruguayan race, has won the Classic.
Lava Man. This gelding compiled an impressive resume in 2006. He earned over $3.8 million, captured 3 Grade 1 races on the dirt and another Grade 1 on the turf, racking up 6 straight stakes wins in all.
Lava Man crushes the Whittingham. Wow!
Premium Tap. Started in allowance company and by the end of the year was a Grade 1 winner. Earned over $1.3 million and finished 3rd in the Breeders' Cup Classic before taking the Grade 1 Clark 20 days later.
Premium Tap and Kent Desormo dominant. Rock solid to win the Clark Handicap.
And the winner is Invasor.
Accepting the Eclipse Award for Invasor, champion older male, is Rick Nichols of Shadwell Stable. Champion in Uruguay last year, Invasor undefeated in the United States. And in addition to his Breeders' Cup Classic win, he won the Pimlico Special Suburban and Whitney. This is the first Eclipse Award for owner Shadwell Stable and the first trained by Kieran McLaughlin.
Good evening. It's my great honor to stand here before you and represent His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Rashid Al Maktoum. I just arrived from Dubai last night, and I can assure you he's very happy and excited to be in this position with Invasor. He asked me firstly to congratulate Sandre Mesarola, who is a breeder of Invasor, and to thank Karen McLaughlin and his staff for such a wonderful job they've done with Invasor in the year that they've had him. Karen surrounds himself with some great people, his brother and sister-in-law, Neil and Trish, and also Artie. A special thanks to Santos Fergosa, who looks after Invasor on a daily basis. And a very special thanks for Fernando Jara, who gave him such superb rides this year. And most importantly, Invasor, thank you for a great year.
Sir, congratulations on accepting the award for Shadwell Stable, and obviously a very impressive year for Invasor. The big question now is he ready for the next showdown? He's getting ready for the Don Handicap coming up soon, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, he's on his way right now from New York to Florida.
And of course, you know, one of your main contenders in that race will most likely, could possibly be one of our horses here in this country. I think Premium Tap might be thinking about that race.
Yes, we realize that, but we're ready.
Accepting all challenges?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for keeping this horse around for us to see him again for another year. We always love it when we see our older horses come back and campaign again.
Well, I think that's a great tribute to Sheikh Hamdan's sportsmanship and wanting to continue to run the horse and let everybody enjoy seeing a great horse run.
Well, sir, you've done your job now. I know you had a long flight. You can go have a party now. Celebrate. Go get your drink on, get your party on, because you earned it. That's your older male horse, Invasor. Nice work.
All right, to take us through the next couple of awards is TVG's Man About Town. Please welcome Todd Schrupp. There he is.
Before we present our next award, I would say it is appropriate. When you look back at 2006, some accomplishments had the misfortune of being in 2006. There were so many great moments, but there could only be one NTRA moment of the year, which we'll honor later. But I can remember the first big event that TVG covered was when the legendary Lafitte Pinkai passed the legendary Bill Shoemaker as the all-time winningest rider. So it was with great pride when TVG was there this year when Russell Bays became our sport's all-time winningest rider. Let's have Russell Bays stand and receive the acclaim that he deserves. And we'd also like to ask, because it's not often that we get to everyone in this room, how about all the Hall of Fame members that are out there to just stand and be recognized tonight for all their accomplishments that they've brought to the game over the years? If you're in the Hall of Fame, you're in a select group, you deserve to stand as well. Dick Mandela over there, Gary Stevens, Russell Bays, Jerry Bailey. And now, joining us on the stage to assist with the next presentation is Mr. Peter Zarefes of Bessemer Trust, sponsor of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. And we get to welcome a Hall of Fame member here onto the set, my dancing partner, Julie Crone. Come on out here. Does Periwinkle become her or what? Look at that. Mom now as well to Lorelai. How's Lorelai doing, by the way? How old is she now?
She's 16
She's 16 months old, and we don't have any chance of her being a jockey. She's half as tall as I am already.
So she's kind of a 2-year-old. She's entering, is it the terrible twos or the good twos for you?
Oh, it's just lovely. It's the wonderful twos. It's every second is great.
We have 3 wonderful 2-year-olds here in the male category. And Julie, you've been on some good horses from the beginning of their careers. And as they got older, what kind of horse do you prefer? When you look at this category, you got Street Sense, No Biz Like Showbiz, Circular Key, and I got it right. Who do you prefer, kind of, in what you've seen?
Well, Alan Jerkins always used to have me breeze 2-year-olds, and when I came to California, Mandela does it too. I love a 2-year-old that can get dirty. And I don't know, I think Street Sense wins I was the dirtiest when I came back contest, so he was one of my favorites.
Street Sense, one of 3 nominees in the 2-year-old male category. Please look at all of them right now.
The finalists for champion 2-year-old male are Circular Key. Victorious 3 times in 5 starts, this son of Thunder Gulch never finished out of the money and captured the Grade 1 hopeful.
Circular K, and he'll win the hopeful going away.
No Biz Like Showbiz. In just 3 starts, this son of Albert the Great won twice by a combined 17 lengths. He finished the year by romping to victory in the Grade 2 Remsen.
And No Biz Like Showbiz. Oh, the look of a classic contender.
Street Sense improved throughout the season, but it was his 10-length jaw-dropping victory that caught the attention of the racing world in the Bessemer Trust Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
And it's going to be Street Sense to win this one at distance. Street Sense could not have been more impressive. He romps.
Julie Crone has the envelope. Peter Zarefez has the trophy. Who's it going to go to, Julie?
The dirtiest horse out there, Street Sense.
Accepting the award for champion 2-year-old male is James Taffel, owner of Street Sense, the dark bay son of Street Cry, trained by Carl Nafziger, bred in Kentucky by owner James Taffel. This is the 3rd Eclipse Award for trainer Carl Nafziger. Won it in 1990 with the 3-year-old colt Unbridled, then in 1998 with the 3-year-old filly Banshee Breeze, and the 2nd Eclipse Award for owner James Taffel, who also shared in that 1998 honor for 3-year-old filly Banshee Breeze.
I have so many people to thank, I'm afraid I'm going to omit some very important ones. But the first one, or the first people I've got to thank, are all the people with the press who have voted for Street Sense. Now, I asked Carl Nafziger, our trainer, to come up so I wouldn't fall up the steps. And secondly, Carl and I have been trainer-owner for over 20 years. And I said to Carl, that's longer than most marriages last. And he says, I hope you can say that after the Kentucky Derby. So it's really delightful to be here. And my congratulations also to all the great 2-year-olds that we've run against, and their owners and their trainers and their breeders. So I can say this, that we had the pleasure of winning the 3-year-old filly race back in, when was it, 98? And the second time around is really sweet. So I want to say this. In Mac Miller's book, and some of you have read this, he received some kind of an award, and he goes back and sits down, and I think it was probably Sea Hero, and he said to Paul Mellon, how'd I do? And he said, you talk too damn long. And this is too long. Thank you very much.
There he is, owner James B. Taffel, a man who has a connection there with Hall of Fame rider Julie Crone, because Mr. Taffel owns shares in the stallion Colonial Affair, a horse that Julie Crone won the Belmont Stakes with in 1993. But now the challenge is ahead for the trainer Carl Nafsker, because you, sir, have a tough job. Hey, Mr. Taffel, congratulations, sir.
Thank you very
But
much.
you're in my money shot, bro. I'm going to need you to stand right over here. There we go. Let's make this happen, baby. Congratulations, gentlemen. You have plenty of reason to celebrate. And you, sir, have a tough job ahead of you. You're a 1990 Kentucky Derby winner, but now, of course, you have the very talented 2-year-old champion, now 3-year-old, and you have to try to break that jinx of taking a Breeders' Cup champion into the winner's circle at Churchill Downs. Can you do that?
You know, I've said one thing about horses. I can really train if they can really run.
Well, we've obviously seen that this one can really run. Just kept on getting better and better.
He's a good one, and Mr. Taffel's got a nice horse here, and I thank him for have the responsibility of this. And I'm looking forward to the challenge. He is too. We've laid out, we're going to have 2 races. We're going to go. Our primary objective is to win the Kentucky Derby.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Gentlemen, congratulations on your victory this evening. It's all about street sense. And by the way, he will try to break another streak. No other horse has ever had just 2 prep races and actually gone on to win the Kentucky Derby. That's tough to do, but I got a funny feeling you guys are up to it.
Well, let's put it this way. If he can run, I can train.
Done deal. There it is, your champion 2-year-old street sense. Todd.
Ken, unfortunately, some people who wanted to be here tonight who live in the area could not, Julie, and you're thinking of one person in particular.
Yes, I am a wonderful, wonderful owner and an incredible person who's put her whole life into racing. And I'm sure a lot of people here are missing her. And I would just like to give a hello and to tell her that we miss her, Trudy McCaffrey.
Now joining us on stage to present the award for Outstanding 2-Year-Old Filly is Britt West, Senior Marketing Manager of Grey Goose. Many of you imbibed with Grey Goose in the cocktail lounge before the show. And Britt, you had a very special announcement earlier today from Grey Goose.
That's right. Thanks very much, Todd. We did have a special announcement today. Officially today, Grey Goose Vodka will become the official sponsor of the $2 million Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies for 2007, 2008, and 2009. Thank you. That's in addition to renewing our sponsorship for the incredible value we see in the Breeders' Cup and the NTRA for another 3 years as well. So looking forward to it.
Sponsorship is the lifeblood of our industry in horse racing. Thank you very much, Grey Goose, for your involvement in the sport of thoroughbred racing. Don't forget the Grey Goose Mobile as well, that Rolls Royce that was parked out electric blue that Jerry O'Connell showed up today. Right now, we are going to take a look at the finalists in the 2-year-old filly category. Please turn your attention to the monitors.
The finalists for champion 2-year-old filly are Dreaming of Anna. This undefeated daughter of Rahi finished the year a perfect 4 for 4, winning on the turf and dirt. She wired the field in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, which earned her millionaire status.
And Dreaming of Anna and Renee Douglas have taken the Breeders' Cup Juvenile a length and 3/4.
Octave was a model of consistency in 2006. In 5 starts, finished second 3 times, while finding the winner's circle twice, including a win in the Adirondack.
And Octave has gone by. Octave goes on to win it by a length and a half.
Point Ashley. This daughter of Point Given never finished off the board. She broke her maiden under steady handling before taking the Grade 1 Del Mar debutante.
Point Ashley, the daughter of Point Given, takes the Del Mar debutante.
Julie Crone, tell us who was the outstanding 2-year-old filly for 2006.
Well, she won short, she won long, she won on the turf, but she has yet to prove herself on a sloppy track. Dreaming of Anna.
Accepting the Eclipse Award for Dreaming of Anna is her owner and breeder, Frank Calabrese. Dreaming of Anna capped off her incredible year with a wire-to-wire victory in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. This is the first Eclipse Award for owner Frank Calabrese and trainer Wayne Canelano. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion 2-year-old filly, Dreaming of Anna.
My son said I have to say something. I just want to say thank you. Everyone voted for Dreaming of Anna. When we were going to breed Justin of Heart, my stable manager, Steve Leving, we went around about 3 months before we decided on Rahi. She turned out to be a good horse. I just want to thank Steve Leving. I want to thank Wesley Ward, who told me she was something special. Come out and see her. I want to thank Frank Stronach for having the best training facility in the world. She loved the track. She loved the training center, and she's blossoming this year at the training center again. And if Stronach would give me some stalls at Gulfstream, I'd like them even more. I'd like to thank Wayne Catalano, who's my trainer. He's done a great job training the filly. She's really blossoming. And maybe she'll run against the boys in the Derby, I hope. I'd like to thank Renee Douglas, who's been a friend of mine. I think he's the greatest jockey in America, bar none. I'd like to thank Mr. Duchessois, the chairman of Arlington Park. When I'm down on the racing business, he's always right there for me. And if you looked in the dictionary for the definition of class, it would say Dick Duchessois. And I'd like to thank my family, and I'd like to thank my sister up. I know she's up there watching over me and Dreaming of Anna. Thank you.
Yeah, he's coming. So here are the connections. Well, congratulations, gentlemen. Excellent work. We look forward to seeing her as a 3-year-old filly doing some things. We also want to have a special discussion with our sponsor, who just made a very important announcement. This is Britt West, the Senior Marketing Manager for Grey Goose. Now, it's a simple question. I'm not quite sure what happened. Okay, initially, Grey Goose was the official vodka of the NTRA or the Breeders' Cup.
And the Breeders' Cup, correct.
Now it's the official spirit of the Breeders' Cup. What's the difference?
I think it was about the fact that we saw a great value in our sponsorship of both the NTRA and the Breeders' Cup. And in order to take that sponsorship to a higher level, we wanted to ensure that Grey Goose became synonymous with horse racing as the sole sponsor in the spirits category.
Sounds good to me. Let's get working on some Cosmos over here, ladies. Work some Shakers action over there with the cranberry and make it happen. Thank you very much for your support. We appreciate your partnership. And now I want to talk to the winning connections of our 2-year-old champion, talking about Dreaming of Anna. And I'd actually like to speak with the trainer, Wayne Catalano, because, Mr. Owner, sir, you have really made your mark this evening. But I want to talk to the trainer, because you're the man that has to keep everything together. And also, you two have an interesting relationship. Talk to me about working for this man. This is your second tour of duty with him. How do you guys make it work?
Well, it's not too hard when you're winning. It's been a great relationship, actually. I think he gives me the business most of the time. But behind the scene and all, I think he loves me. We win a lot of races together. He gave me great opportunity. And this filly's been the best thing that happened to me. I appreciate the opportunity. Now we got to move forward here and top it off.
When can we see her again on the track?
Hopefully early in February.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Talking about Frank Calabrese and Wayne Catalano, the connections for Dreaming of Anna, your champion, 2-year-old filly. Todd?
I've noticed a few of you out there as you watch our hostess bring the trophy out and then escort the winners backstage. You're looking at her like I've seen her somewhere before. Patricia Cara, come out here a second. I want to, first of all, thank you for the great job you're doing tonight. But as you look at Patricia Cara, imagine her holding a suitcase with the number 9 on it, and you will deal or no deal. And let me just say, we got a great deal by having her as our hostess tonight for the 36th Annual Eclipse Awards. Patricia, thank you. I just did that to get a little bit of sugar as well. Thank you very much there. Our next presenters are going to practice a symbolic passing of the NTRA torch. Here are former NTRA Chairman Craig Fable, who is the Executive Vice President of the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club, and the new National Thoroughbred Racing Association Chairman, Mr. Bob Elliston, President of Turfway Park.
Well, Bob, as a former chairman and the current chairman, that's why they put these bulletproof shields up here for us.
Yeah, you're going to take more shots than I am, though. You've been at it for a little longer. You got a tux on. I didn't even think you owned a tie. Anybody knows you, you know, you're always laid back, very laid back. But one thing you haven't been laid back is what you've done for the NTRA. All of us in your adopted home state of California tonight owe you a debt of gratitude for all that you've done over your years of service on the board of directors and your leadership this last year. Everybody, let's give Craig Fable a hand for all his help.
Thank you very much, Bob. From time to time, we pause in this industry to honor those who provided the industry with distinguished service and extraordinary achievement. And this is a special year for a Special Eclipse Award, and tonight's recipients have been truly extraordinary.
You know, an outsider looking at this might think that this group of folks came right out of LA and Central Casting, but make no mistake, this is no act. This ensemble showed millions of people around the world just how much they cared and how much the industry cared about these beautiful animals called the thoroughbreds. Let's take a look back at a wild up and down ride that continues even today. It stars Roy and Gretchen Jackson, the University of Pennsylvania School of Veterinary Medicine at the Bolton Center, a talented doctor named Dean Richardson, and a brilliantly tenacious survivor, and a horse with a heart as big as the Pacific Ocean, Barbaro.
Roy and Gretchen Jackson celebrated a great accomplishment on May 6th of 2006. Their pride and joy, Barbaro, won the Kentucky Derby. 2 weeks later, that feeling of jubilation turned to heartbreak as Barbaro's injury in the Preakness Stakes was thought by many to be fatal. That's when this story about a promising superstar would shift to the University of Pennsylvania's School of Veterinary Medicine's George D. Widener Hospital for large animals at the new Bolton Center. Dr. Dean Richardson would not just be hoping to save a horse, he'd be attempting to save Barbaro, who would quickly become America's horse.
So Barbaro is back in his stall. The entire surgery, the anesthesia time was a little over 6 hours. Things right now are good, but I've been doing this too long to know that day one is the end of things.
The crush of the media said it was a big story. The outpouring of public sentiment said something more. Barbaro's health meant a great deal, not only to racing, but to the world at large. Barbaro received the best possible treatment and every chance to survive. This shouldn't surprise anyone, as the Jacksons are, after all, benefactors of the University of Pennsylvania's extensive network of veterinary learning. The Jacksons, along with the new Bolton staff's love, energy, emotion, and veterinary care, has helped Barbaro on this long and arduous road to recovery. The process has also given all those adoring fans happiness and hope, something that was in short supply 8 months ago. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Special Eclipse Award goes out to Roy and Gretchen Jackson and the University of Pennsylvania's School of Veterinary Medicine at New Bolton Center.
Accepting the Special Eclipse Award are Barbara's owners, Roy and Gretchen Jackson, the Gilbert S. Kahn Dean of Veterinary Medicine at the University of Pennsylvania, Dr. Joan Hendricks, and the Chief of Surgery at the George D. Widener Hospital for Large Animals at the New Bolton Center, Dr. Dean Richardson.
I guess I'm first here. When Gretchen and I were standing, waiting for Barbaro and Edgar Prado to come back from to the winner's circle at the Kentucky Derby, Tom Meeker turned to us and said, "This will change your life." Little did he know, and little did we know what was coming next. This award, I feel, is not really for us, but it's for Barbaro. When we look at this journey, we really feel and can't see really anything very negative. It's really been very, very positive. Through the press, radio, and television, and the innate ability of Dean Richardson to reduce complicated medical procedures to in layman's terms that we can all understand, veterinary medicine has given us all a tremendous education. And there have been an awful lot of other positive things that have come out of this. There have been a whole host of subjects that have been brought up through Barbaro's journey. Anti-slaughter, track surfaces, racing dates, funding for research, backstretch housing, and improvement of things on the backstretch for employees, racing dates, and innumerable other things. And I think that if anything, Barbaro, Gretchen, and I, out of this whole experience, would like to see that all of us in racing would roll up our sleeves and really discuss the problems and hopefully really take some action that would better racing for all of us in the business and for racing fans. If that one thing can happen, we would really be very, very happy, and Barbaro would too. I would like to just close by thanking all those. Gretchen and I have an awful hard time to thank everybody that has written to us and all the good wishes and everything. I would like to thank everybody who has offered their good wishes to us and to Barbaro. And I would like to close, as I have on a couple other occasions, by quoting a couple of the signs that hang on the fence at New Bolton. Grow, hoof, grow. Believe in Barbaro. Miracle and progress. Thank you.
I'm the Dean of the School of Veterinary Medicine at the University of Pennsylvania. Not the famous dean, just the dean. It's an enormous honor to be here representing the profession of veterinary medicine and to share in this remarkable moment. We want in return to thank the industry, not only for the confidence you've expressed in veterinary medicine and helping the industry, but also for taking your share of helping educate the public and its insatiable appetite for information about horses and horse racing. The media in the sport and beyond has done a spectacular job of helping to feed this appetite, providing information that the public wants about Barbaro, about Penn Vet, about New Bolton Center, about Dean Richardson, about horse health and disease, and we're tremendously grateful for their skill and intelligence in doing that. You couldn't be more fortunate, we all couldn't, in having the cast of characters that have been involved in this story. The central heroes, Gretchen and Roy Jackson, the superb jockey Edgar Prado, the trainer Michael Matz, his Penn Vet surgeon Dean Richardson, and of course the champion patient himself. He's shown grace, adaptability, and even a sense of humor as he seemed to enjoy himself while healing. He inspires us with hope every day. In closing, I just want to echo what Roy said. This is a remarkable, positive moment for racing. The public interest is stunning. I'm sure everyone has been stunned. I know we're all amazed at the continued and very positive and intensely emotional connection people feel with this horse. We're thrilled to be here to celebrate and recognize the spirit of Barbaro and of his people and to be a part of this time. Thank you.
I'm sure I'm not alone in being tired of hearing my own voice here, but I wanted to go last. I guess I decided to go last because I'm sure everyone else was going to thank all the appropriate people, not the least of, and I should say individuals, not the least of which is Barbaro. I mean, I recognize I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the incredible owners of this horse, which have been just amazing people to work with throughout. I'm blessed with all the people that I work with at New Bolton Center. You know, from the barn crew, the technicians, the staff, my residents, students, everybody. I mean, I wouldn't get anything done without that group. One other person that's in the audience that I personally wanted to thank because she's been so important in my career is sitting over there, and that's Betty Moran of Brushwood Stables, who's always been a big supporter of New Bolton Center and of me personally, and I think she's one of the great people in racing, and I'm glad to see her here tonight. So thank you very much.
Don't forget that. Let's have another round of applause for the guys. That was special this year. I am now going to introduce Hall of Famers Gary Stevens and Lafitte Pinkai to present the Eclipse for Champion Apprentice Jockey and Champion Jockey. Joining Gary and Lafitte is Steve Gold, President of AIG Domestic Accident and Health Division. Come on out, guys. How are you? Always a pleasure. Good to see you. Always a pleasure.
Go here, don't I?
You can go wherever you
go here or there.
But you did this when we were riding too. Do I go here? You go there. You go where you want.
Yeah,
You're the man.
That's right. You have to listen to me.
The apprentice works his or her way. Oh, you gonna move me again?
Okay, you go over there and I go here. You know, I had a couple of drinks tonight, you know?
No way.
Yes.
You put sugar in your wine?
Yes, I did that too.
Sweet and low.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sweet and low.
The apprentice works his or her way from the bottom up, battling daily against rough and tumble journey riders.
Fortunately, our three finalists in the Outstanding Apprentice category rode to the top of the chart in 2006. Here they are.
The finalists for Outstanding Apprentice Jockey are Martin Garcia. Made the racing world take notice after winning the Golden Gate Fields Spring Meet riding title over perennial champion Russell Bays. Also finished second in the jockey standings at Del Mar. For the year, Garcia found the winner's circle 206 times. Julien Leparoux completed one of the most successful apprentice campaigns ever. Led all riders in North America with 403 victories, captured multiple riding titles, became the first apprentice to win leading rider at Churchill since 1949. Also won Grade 1 races aboard Gorilla and Asi Siempre.
Asi Siempre to take the Grade 1 Juddmonte Spinster.
Rosie Napravnik ran the tables in Maryland by sweeping the riding titles at the state's 4 major meets. Won 300 races on the year to rank 6th among all North American riders. Mounts earned nearly $6.4 million, which included 12 stakes victories.
And the winner is Julien Leparoux.
Accepting the Eclipse Award for Outstanding Apprentice Jockey is Julien Leparoux. In 2006, he led all North American riders, riding such standouts as Gorilla and Asi Siempre, set the all-time apprentice earnings record with over $12 million, breaking the old record by nearly $5 million. In addition to that win at Churchill Downs, the first since 1949 for an apprentice jockey, he became the first apprentice to ever win a Keeneland riding title. 2006, apprentice jockey Julien Laparoux.
So like everybody know, I didn't have a speech ready, but I just want to say thank you to everybody. Everybody give me a chance this year. And of course, Mr. Biancon. I mean, he gave me the opportunity for all year and ride a very, very good horses. And Mr. Schwartz too. He gave me the opportunity to win my first and second grade one, so thank you. And I want to give this award to my father. So he didn't have a chance to see me ride, and I think he's proud of me now. So thank you.
Well, you were drinking, weren't you?
Yeah, I did. I'm not used to that, you know.
Now joining us on stage is Charles Williamson, president of AIG Private Client Group. I had the great pleasure of receiving the Outstanding Jockey Award of 1998. Lafitte had the pleasure of winning it 5 times, including the first Eclipse in 1971, when I had a full head of hair.
And I was 10 pounds lighter. Here are the finalists for champion jockey.
The finalists for Outstanding Jockey are Russell Bays. Bays turned in his typical 377-win performance, but it was career win number 9,531 that really established him with greatness, as he became the sport's top all-time leading rider.
But this is the race. Russell Bays on Butterfly Bell, winning 2.5 lengths as a sterling career becomes gilt-edged.
Garrett Gomez led all North American riders in earnings in 2006, over $21.9 million, captured 12 Grade 1s from coast to coast, including this eye-opening 12 3/4 lengths victory aboard Sinister Minister in the Toyota Bluegrass.
Sinister Minister and Gomez to take the Toyota Bluegrass.
Edgar Prado has been named a finalist every year since 2002. In 2006, his mounts earned over $19.7 million. But it would be a victory aboard a horse who he fell in love with, Barbaro in the Kentucky Derby, that would make him a household name.
But they're coming to the finish, and it is all Barbaro in a sublime performance. He runs away from them all.
Try this again.
Good job. And the winner is Edgar Prado.
Accepting the Eclipse Award on behalf of Edgar Prado are George and Kelly Davis. This is Edgar Prado's first Eclipse Award. The 40-year-old native of Peru did indeed guide Barbaro to a commanding victory in the Kentucky Derby, but was equally brilliant in pulling up Barbaro in the early stages of the Preakness Stakes. Prado rode 11 Grade 1 winners in 2006.
Okay, for the record, I have no clue what I'm going to say. Edgar Prado is a great friend of mine, and he is also the jockey that my father has the great privilege of representing. I'm Kelly Freese Davis, and my father is Edgar's agent. Edgar would love to be here. He is with his family right now. It's the anniversary of his mother's passing away, and it was too difficult for him to get here. Anyway, if he were here, I know that one word I would describe, one word I'd use to describe Edgar Prater would be grateful. He is the most grateful human being I've ever met. When my father first started working for him, he told him thank you probably 10 times a day. Just thank you for everything you did. He's grateful. And he, I'm sure, is grateful for every single trainer, every single owner, every single exercise boy, groom, hot walker that has ever helped him get where he is today. And he will thank you all in person, and we'll have that great pleasure of doing that. I will keep this short because I know that if he were here, he would be up here for 30 minutes thanking every single person. But thank you from Edgar, and I'm going to kill him. He told me he had 2 free tickets to the Eclipse Awards for me. He modestly said he wasn't a chance he's going to win, and that I could sit there and enjoy my dinner. But anyway, thank you for Edgar, and I'm sure you all will be hearing from him shortly.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the stage TVG host Ken Rudolph and Hall of Fame trainer Richard Mandella, the only trainer to win 4 Breeders' Cup races on one day. And where better to do that? They're on your home turf right here in Southern California.
What's happening, party people? How y'all doing? He's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. How much does that pay? What's that pay, being in the Hall of Fame? What's that pay?
A lot of glory.
You don't get no money for that?
No money.
You need to give that back then. They need to start giving you some money for that, seriously. You've been training for so long. This is Richard Mandella, and what is it about this training that keeps you coming back every single day?
A wife and a daughter that are very expensive.
This is true. This is true. And it carries on through the family. Your wonderful son, Gary Mandella, on his own now, and you have a grandchild now, Joshua. He's on his way to being a trainer already, right? He's like 6 months?
Oh, yeah, he'll be Hall of Fame, no question.
He's got it in his blood. We are here to present the award for Champion Trainer of the Year, and all 3 of these men have done it completely different ways. They've gone about their business in different ways, but come up with the same result. They all sent out champion horses, and they won lots of races. I know you're a little jealous, but you're going to be able to give this award out? You're going to be okay?
Yeah, I am. Can I talk a minute here?
Would you please?
You're taking a lot of time.
I'm the host.
I'm also very jealous. They're all very young. But have I got time for a story here just for a minute?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I'd like to tell a story. When I was young, I used to go for a lot of rides, take my saddle horse, go off out in the woods. And, you know, I've had a few good days in racing, but it's not always been exactly how I planned it. One day I'm out riding my horse, and I'm going through an old riverbed, and I see a piece of pottery, an old Indian piece of pottery. So I get off, and I pick it up, I rub it off, knock the dust off. The genie pops out. He says, "You've got 3 wishes." So I stood for a minute and I said, well, when I grow up, I'd like to be like Charlie Whittingham. Sure as hell I've lost half my hair. I thought for a minute and I said, you know, another guy that I'm pretty fond of, good friend of mine, as I've grown up, but when I was little, I wanted to be like Ron McAnally. Surely I'm developing just like him. So he said, well, you better be careful here. You got one more wish. So I said, well, I was reading the Beaumont newspaper, and I was reading about these Eclipse Awards. And surely I'd like to be up on stage and handle one of those awards. And surely I'm here tonight to give it to somebody else.
And with that, here are your finalists for Champion Trainer.
The finalists for Outstanding Trainer are Kieran McLaughlin. Stable earned nearly $8.5 million in 2006, won his first Triple Crown race with Jazzle in the Belmont Stakes, and trained Invasor to a perfect season, which included this dramatic victory in the Breeders' Cup Classic powered by Dodge.
Invasor and Bernardini in a thriller, but Invasor's got his measure.
Doug O'Neill. This first-time Eclipse Award finalist continues to dominate the Southern California circuit. His horses earned over $11.1 million, turned one-time claimer Lava Man into one of the nation's best handicap horses, trained Thor's Echo to victory in the TVG Breeders' Cup Sprint, and won a Grade 1 race with Great Hunter. Todd Pletcher. This two-time defending Eclipse Award winner continues to reach new heights. In 2006, Pletcher set single-season records for earnings, stakes wins, and graded stakes victories. His North America stable earnings of $26.8 million easily surpassed his record from 2005. He conditioned 12 horses who had at least one Grade 1 victory.
Well, are you ready?
Those young trainers probably don't need glasses.
Oh, it's so exciting.
Relax.
Sorry.
The winner's Todd Pletcher.
Accepting the Eclipse Award for Outstanding Trainer is Todd Pletcher, and that single-season earnings record of over $26 million set by another Eclipse Award winner tonight, Fleet Indian. This is the third consecutive year that Todd Pletcher has won the Eclipse Award for Outstanding Trainer.
Thank you very much. As Paul Saylor alluded to earlier, I couldn't do this without the assistance from a tremendous staff, and without their dedication and hard work, certainly couldn't be here. Also, tremendous owners who are giving me the opportunity to train a lot of good horses, some of which are recognized here tonight, but really it's great horses that make a good trainer, and I've been very fortunate and blessed to get some wonderful opportunities and have a great staff to help me do it. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to Todd Pletcher and the other nominees for Champion Trainer. Before we move on to our next award, I want to make a point of getting some attention to a man sitting in the corner trying to hide. He did not have a chance to get his love before. He is not nominated this year, but it took me 8 years to appreciate your brilliance. Hall of Fame trainer Bobby Frankel in the corner right there. Not nominated this year, but he still rocks. It took me 8 years to love you, brother, but I love you now. Coming up next to help me present the award for Champion Owner, on the behalf of NetJets, is the chairman of Breeders' Cup Limited, Mr. Big Money, Bill Farish. Bill. How you doing? And I'll explain why I call the man Big Money, because this is the man that's helping to make our Breeders' Cup World Thoroughbred Championships twice as nice. And what you're going to do is expand it over the course of 2 days, and you're making other changes as well. Please explain to the good folks out there what you got planned for us next.
Well, we've the new board of the Breeders' Cup, as everyone knows, come up with some new things, some new innovations to try for the sport. We don't think we're through. The second day is the latest announcement, and we hope to expand that in the future and keep trying new things and hopefully help grow the sport.
I think you've made a great step forward, and of course you folks all appreciate that. There's more money out there for you trainers and you owners and you jockeys and bettors like myself. It's going to be excellent. We'll continue to take a look at the 3 finalists for Champion Owner, and we had these owners that had banner years in 2006. Let's take a look at the folks who write all the checks but don't get any of the credit.
The finalists for Outstanding Owner are Darley Stable. Led all North American owners with $6.4 million in earnings. Sheikh Mohammed Al Maktoum's Darley won big race after big race, thanks to the likes of Bernardini, Dubai Escapade, Boleto, and Songster.
This is going to be a runaway for the Darley Stable and Dubai Escapade. They'll win it all by themselves.
Lale Stables. The Jacksons saw their hard work come to fruition in 2006 as they brought 2 undefeated colts to the Kentucky Derby. Barbaro captured the hardware, and Showing Up turned into one of the top turf horses on the year. In all, Lale Stables won 28 races, earning $4.2 million. Shadwell Stable. Sheikh Hamdan Al Maktoum's Shadwell Stable took the Belmont Stakes with Jazzle and the Breeders' Cup Classic with Invasor. 2006 was the stable's most successful year in North America, amassing 22 victories and over $5 million in earnings.
Yeah, some big ballers there. I like that. Y'all paid some money for those tables and start drinking some more. We got some partying to do. This man, not only is he making your Breeders' Cup twice as nice, this category, you've got 2 winners. Wait.
For the first time in the history of this category, I'm told, we have a tie between Lale Stables and Darley.
That is indeed correct, Mr. Farish. For the first time in the history of the Eclipse Awards, we do have a tie for Outstanding Owner. Accepting the award for Darley Stable is Jimmy Bell. And accepting the award for Lale Stables are Roy and Gretchen Jackson. This is the first Eclipse Award for both Darley Stable and Lale Stable as Outstanding Owner.
I'm totally out of words that could possibly express the feelings in my heart that you recognize us as owners when it's been such a treat to be an owner. Thank you, Thoroughbred Racing World.
Thank you very much as well. On more than one occasion, my good friend John Ferguson has reminded me that our boss is busy, has a new day job of running the country, and sadly, that keeps him from being here this evening. I know that he would like to personally thank the NTRA, the Daily Racing Forum, and the National, and we had one other group in there. We want to thank them too. There's so many people that are behind the scenes that I'd like to thank, but I'm afraid we'd be up here too long. But one thing I found very interesting is that Sheikh Mohammed's top 3 trainers in America, Tommy Albertrani, Owen Hardy, and Karen McLaughlin, all trained for the Maktoum family in Dubai. And it was there that they got to know Sheikh Mohammed personally and professionally and see his wisdom and his overall philosophy and his passion for the game. I think it's very appropriate that these 3 guys played a major role in setting Darley atop the owner stable for 2006. It's been a great team and a great year. Thank you all so very much.
As part of its commitment to the sport and part of its marketing partnership with the NTRA and Breeders' Cup, TVG sponsors the Sprint Division and the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Joining us to present the Eclipse Award to the champion sprinter is TVG's executive producer, Tony Olivato, and Oak Tree Racing Association's Sherwood Chillingworth, better known to many in this room as Chile.
Well, I got to tell you, when I first found out I was going to be presenting an award, I was pretty nervous. So I called Keith Chamberlain at the NTRA, and I said, I don't know if I can do it. And he said, Tony, I tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to call all of TVG's track partners and get everybody in the racing industry that doesn't hate TVG to join you on stage and make you feel a little more comfortable. And this is what we came up with. But you know what? If you're only going to have one friend in racing, can you think of anybody better than Sherwood Chillingsworth?
Thank you, Tony. We've been behind TVG from the beginning, and this year, or last year, we tried to be a little bit ahead of them, attempting to give management of TVG some brotherly advice. And as much as I love TVG and my wife, they both ignore me at times. But this year, we're going to get it right. And I also want to congratulate TVG on doing a superb job for the industry. They have done a marvelous job, and it's exemplified by this production tonight. Now we'll go to take a look at the finalists.
The finalists for Champion Sprinter are Discreet Cat. Was a perfect 5 for 5 on the year. He finished his 2006 campaign with this emphatic victory in the Grade 1 Hillendale Cigar Mile.
Undefeated Discreet Cat, and he stopped the timer in 1:32.2.
Henny Hughes. This speedster captured back-to-back Grade 1 wins in the King's Bishop and Vosburg.
Henny Hughes, a sparkling 3-year-old to win it here.
His lone defeat occurred when he stumbled at the break in the TVG Breeders' Cup Sprint. Thor Zecco. This 4-year-old heated up when it counted most. He finished the season with 2 Grade 1 victories, which included the De Francis Memorial and the Breeders' Cup Sprint.
Thor Zecco and Curry Nakatani win it here.
And the winner is...
This is a little bit of an inside California thing. John, Doug, and Scoop, one of our guys have made it. Thor Zecco.
Accepting the award for Thor Zecco are his owners, Royce Jaime and Pablo Suarez. The 4-year-old California-bred gelding was sent off at 15-1 in the TVG Breeders' Cup Sprint, but came roaring down the stretch to win by more than 4 lengths. Thor Zecco, for good measure, wrapped up the championship by winning the De Francis Memorial Dash at Laurel Park 3 weeks later. This is the first Eclipse for Royce Jaime and Pablo Suarez, and the second for trainer Doug O'Neill. He did it first time with Stevie Wonderboy, 2-year-old champion, in 2005.
We're loud, we're proud.
Wow. Forgot my speech. Phew. Oh, to own a horse like Thor Zecco has just been a thrill of a lifetime. It really has. And all the credit in the world goes to Doug O'Neill and all the people behind the scenes. And all the people behind the scenes at the O'Neill Barn that just did a fabulous job with this horse. And it's been a thrill of a lifetime. And all the people that voted for us, thank you very much.
I can't tell you how many times in the last 2.5 months I think I've broken the world's record for having goosebumps reliving this moment and just reading all the press and all that stuff. It's just been fantastic. First and foremost, I want to thank God for all that he's blessed us with, especially with this horse. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. I want to thank my partner, Royce. If it definitely wasn't for him, we were on vacation when that allowance race wouldn't go, and we were talking about going into the ancient title to go to prep for the Cal Cup sprint race. And after he ran such a big race, Royce was saying, I talked to Doug and I talked to the breeder, Steve Warner, and they were all trying to push me to go into the Breeders' Cup, and I was still, no, let's be realistic. And Royce said, Pablo, it's always been a dream of mine to go to the Breeders' Cup. And I said, Royce, I'm not going to squash your dreams, let's go. And here we are today. So if it wasn't for Royce, we wouldn't be here. So thank you, Royce. You've made my horse racing life. To my beautiful wife, Michelle, every horseman knows that if you don't have the support of your wife and your family, you're not going to do anything. So thank you, Michelle, for being here. A lot of you on the East Coast might not know Doug O'Neill, our trainer, as we know him on the West Coast. And all you people on the West Coast probably know what an absolutely fantastic guy he is. And honest person, great horseman, hard worker. So thank you, Doug, for making the horse. We're the owners. We just write the checks, but if it's not for him, he's the lifeblood. you get the combo deal when you get the O'Neills. You get his brother as well. And we definitely wouldn't be here today either without his brother, who called us on this horse and said, hey, look, I got a horse for you. He's a Swiss Yodeler. And we're like, can he go long? He's like, he's got the body to. So we said, okay, let's try. And he did. So another great person, Dennis O'Neill. Thank you very much. As all you know, it's a team effort, and I'm going to get out of here real soon, but I just want to thank all the entire team, from the exercise riders, Tony, to the grooms, Noe, to the traveling groom, Sabas, who went everywhere with a horse, obviously to Corey Nakatani, who rode the horse fantastically in the sprint. To all my friends who were there and my family, you guys have been a great support. Thank you so much. And I just want to say one quick story. The day after the Breeders' Cup, we were checking out of the hotel, and on top level of our hotel, there was Bob Baffert, and he looks down on me and he says, hey, congratulations. I said, thank you very much. And he says, how does it feel? And I said, it's unbelievable, it's surreal, it's incredible, it's fantastic. And he's just looking and nodding and smiling. And he goes, you know what? And I said, what? He goes, winning the Kentucky Derby, it's 10 times better. And I said, all right, thanks for giving me a goal to shoot for, Bob. So anyway, thank you very much.
Your winning connections for champion sprinter representing Thor's Echo. Connections led by Pablo Suarez, who actually thought he would have been drafted into the Major League Baseball ranks out of college. When that didn't work out, he went on with his life, and he has just hit a home run in the world of horse racing. And now, the Happy Connections join me here backstage, and good to see you folks. You guys obviously came en masse to support this horse, and you had a plan at the end of the year, and nice to see it when a plan comes together, huh, guys?
Oh, it was unbelievable. And Pablo saying, I take the credit for this. It was his idea to run into DeFrancis and go for the Eclipse Award, so he really deserves the credit for it.
All right, let's talk turkey. You guys have not revealed how much you sold the horse for. Are you at liberty to say the price that you got for the sale of Thor's Echo, who will be running most likely in the Golden Shaheen coming up soon?
That'd be a big no, and we wish him the best of luck, though, in his race. We love the horse, and it was a decision that really tears the heart and the mind, as I've said before. And the heart says keep him, and the mind says, move him along because he's a gelding. But, gosh, we love the horse. And one thing I wanted to say, which I forgot to say on stage, is the breeders, Steve Warner, Block, and Foreman, who bred the horse. Thank you guys very much. If it wasn't for you, the horse wouldn't be alive, so thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen, for giving us Thor's Echo. Can you give me $5? Just let me hold $5 for a second. I'm trying to get a drink over here. These are your connections, your champion sprinter, Thor's Echo, who's not done yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more from the 36th Annual Eclipse Awards right after this quick timeout. Stay with us.
Sit your rich butts down. All you rich people, sit down. We got some things to do here. Got some great awards coming up here next. Or you can just do like that guy and keep drinking, which I like. Hi, Todd.
Hello, Ken. Next up is the 3-year-old male. And one of the more popular shows on TVG is hosted by Ken Rudolph. It's called Fandicapping, and it's a chance for the fans of horse racing to be heard. And tonight, I thought it would be appropriate to list some of the fans who are kind of involved in this 3-year-old award. As you know,
yes,
Barbaro has kind of dominated the Eclipse Awards in the media category. 4 of the winners did stories on Barbaro.
I've heard of him.
So what has happened, they've put up a message board at the Equine Center where Barbaro is at, and people can email in their thoughts to Barbaro. I wanted to read a couple that were emailed in on January 19th, and remember, this has been going on for 8 months. The fans get a chance to be recognized with their thoughts. This one came in from a young gentleman in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. His name is Issel. He's 7. Barbaro, you are very pretty.
He's a pretty horse.
I really like you, and I'm sorry that you broke your leg. I'm glad that you are getting better. I got a Barbaro for Christmas. Another one that kind of sums up what comes into the site. Barbaro, beautiful boy. Life is not measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the moments that take your breath away. You, sweet boy, are such a moment. Stay strong and fight, my champion. These are just indications of the impact our sport can have on the general American public. And by the way...
Uh-oh. Anytime you say by the way, I get frightened.
You and I agree that one of the greatest sporting gestures happened on one of the darkest days for our sport. In the Preakness, when Bernardini rolled to victory, the class that trainer Tom Albertrani
that man
showed
right there,
while a champion was injured on the racetrack, is something we'll not soon forget, and it exemplifies what our sport is all about.
Exactly, and it also teaches me that all of you people who have taken your lives and dedicated them to this sport, you have so much passion and so much class, and I applaud you every single day for the stuff that you do for these horses, and it makes it easier for me to come out and just bet my money away. So thank you very much.
It is one of the deepest 3-year-old crops we've seen in years. Please meet the finalists for the 3-year-old male category.
Y'all better pay attention to this.
The finalists for 3-year-old male are Barbaro. Earned over $2 million in 2006. Showed immense talent by cantering home in the Kentucky Derby.
And it is all Barbaro in a sublime performance. He runs away from them all.
Unfortunately, the Preakness would be the last time we'd see him as a racehorse. But the heart he would exhibit during his fight for survival would make him an American hero. Bernardini had a streak of 6 consecutive victories, earned over $3 million in 2006, which included Grade 1 victories in the Preakness, Travers, and Jockey Club Gold Cup.
Bernardini has won. That trademark nonchalance brilliance of his.
Discreet Cat, a perfect 5 for 5 on the year, beat older horses in the Grade 1 Hillendale Cigar Mile, won races from 7 furlongs to a mile and an eighth, proving his staying power in the UAE Derby.
Discreet Cat a mile in front.
Well, you know, I've said before that if I could find a hammer or a hacksaw or a blowtorch, I would take this award and split it up into 3 pieces, because these 3-year-olds were unbelievable this year, and I really hope that we all appreciate what we've seen from this 3-year-old crop of 2006.
21 combined starts between the 3 of them. Combined, they only lost 3 races.
But at the end of the day, the hardware only goes to one of y'all. And the winner is, I'm so nervous, Bernardini.
Accepting the award for champion 3-year-old Bernardini is Jimmy Bell of Darley. Unraced as a 2-year-old, Bernardini won 6 races in 8 starts and finished second as a 3-year-old to the 4-year-old Invasor in the Breeders' Cup Classic. He's trained by Tom Albertrani. He's a son of 8P Indy, the 3-year-old champion and horse of the year in 1992. This is the first Eclipse Award winner, trained by Tom Albertrani, and the 7th Eclipse champion owned by the Darley Godolphin conglomerate.
Thank you all again. I can't begin to describe what an honor it is to stand before you and to accept on behalf of Sheikh Mohammed the Eclipse Award for the champion 3-year-old. Perhaps this time I'll just thank the National Turf Riders and I'll even up the score there. I'd be a little remiss if we didn't thank Bernardini himself for all the excitement and thrills that he brought to our organization and to his fans that supported him day in and day out. But I don't want you to think Bernardini got here entirely on his own. I'm sure he had a helping hand just getting into the world, but it was many others that really played a big part in his success. Certainly, Tommy Albertrani, with his capable hands and his professional handling of him, really allowed him to fulfill his potential as a racehorse. It's been a great year and a great team, and we just thank you very much. And I'd also just like to say what these guys said. With Barbaro and Bernardini and Discreet Cat, they were 3 3-year-olds I think we'll not soon forget. It was a fantastic year, and thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And now we move on to the next award, which is 3-year-old filly. But before we do this, I would like all the men in the building to do me one favor. There's nothing but hotness in this room. The ladies look amazing tonight. All you jockeys know you wouldn't be anything without your hot wives and your hot girlfriends, and trainers and owners the same way. Please give it up for all the lovely ladies in the room tonight. You better stand up, put your hands together, and stomp your feet, because they're all looking so lovely. You're working, baby. You're working. Angie Stevens, you're working it, baby. You are working it. And I'm back.
Now let's look at some fillies of the equine persuasion. Here are your finalists for 3-year-old filly.
Finalists for champion 3-year-old filly are Bushfire. This daughter of Louis Couture's won 5 times in 9 starts. She captured 3 Grade 1 races, the Ashland, Acorn, and Mother Goose.
Coming down to the finish, and it's Bushfire to win.
Pine Island. This talented daughter of Arch gave us her very best each time she stepped on the racetrack. She took a pair of Grade 1s, the Alabama and Gazelle.
And in classic style, Pine Island has won the 111th Gazelle.
Wait a while. This versatile filly won on the dirt, but did her best running on the turf. She earned over $1.2 million in 2006 and found the winner's circle in the American Oaks and against older mares in the Yellow Ribbon.
But this is a sensational performance from Wait a While as she annihilates them in the Yellow Ribbon.
This was for the ladies.
And the Eclipse Award in the 3-year-old filly category for 2006 goes to Wait a While.
Accepting the Eclipse Award for champion 3-year-old filly, Wait a While, is Cody Richardson representing Arundel Farm. Wait a While won 5 races in 9 starts last year, 3 of them on turf. Trained by Todd Pletcher, bred in Kentucky by William S. Farish and W. Temple Weber Jr. First Eclipse Award for owner Arundel Farm, and the 5th Todd Pletcher trained Eclipse champion.
Well, as everybody knows, it takes a lot to get here tonight, and first of all, we'd like to thank everybody at Arundel, Todd Pletcher, everybody that's been associated from this filly from day one, and the Cohens, of course, and Stanley Cohen, who I know that Alan would love to dedicate this to tonight. And we'd just like to say thank you very much, and our condolences go out to the Phipps family for their loss. Thank you all very much.
All right, guys, thank you. We are coming to the end of another memorable night. Just a reminder that the party is going to continue here into the night as we salute not only the winners, but all of the finalists as well. Now joining us to present the Horse of the Year Award is the new President and Chief Executive Officer of the National Thoroughbred Racing Association, Alex Waldrop.
Thank you, Jerry, and thank you for once again doing a great job as our host this year. Thank you to TVG. Thank you also to our many sponsors, including Dodge, sponsor of the Classic Division. Now, tonight is about the athletes in our sport who made racing so memorable this year. But if you will, allow me to take this one opportunity to once again thank the Jacksons, the New Bolton Center, and Dean Richardson for all that you've done for making this game great. I also wanted to recognize an individual who can't be with us tonight. He's someone who's been a mentor to me and many people in this room. He's been a role model. I'm talking, of course, about D.G. Van Cleef Jr., the retired chairman, the retired president and CEO of the NTRA. Now let's get to the culmination of tonight's events. Here are the finalists for the 2006 Horse of the Year Award.
The finalists for Horse of the Year are Barbaro,
But they're coming to the finish, and it is all Barbaro in a sublime
Bernardini.
Bernardini has won. That trademark nonchalance brilliance of his.
Invasor.
And Invasor, the Argentinian bred, Uruguayan raced, Invasor has won the Classic.
And the horse of the year is Invasor.
Accepting the Eclipse Award for Invasor, champion older male earlier this evening is Rick Nichols of Shadwell Stable. Invasor coming to the U.S. in 2006 and winning 4 Grade 1 races to remain undefeated here in the States. Ladies and gentlemen, Horse of the Year 2006, Invasor.
Again, on behalf of His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Rashid Al Maktoum, thank you very much. And I would personally like to thank Sheikh Hamdan for letting us have Invasor in our American stable. You know, you spend your whole life, your whole career, trying to come up with a horse like Invasor. And thank God that he decided to leave him in training, and we'll all get to see him run again next year. Thank everybody for voting for him. Thank everybody for your support. And we appreciate it. All of us at Shadwell will never forget this night or this year. Thank you.
I would just like to thank Sheikh Hamdan bin Rashid Al Maktoum also for entrusting me and my staff with his horses and being game enough to buy a Uruguayan champion and race him in America. He's touched so many of our lives and changed our lives. And thank Shadwell and Rick Nichols for letting me train him. It's easy to get up at 5 a.m. when you have Invasor in the barn every day. Thank you.
Invasor, and banner year for Shadwell Stables. Karen McLaughlin, the trainer. Rick Nichols, Vice President. Good to see you, gentlemen. I mean, with Jazil winning the Belmont Stakes and Invasor, everything pretty much went your way this year, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a great year. I hate to see it end.
Would those two horses ever meet in the same race? Because they're going to be back running again, right? They're both in training to run?
I'll let you point that to Rick.
What do you think?
Well, we thought about running them both in the World Cup, but the boss did not want to run them both in the World Cup. That doesn't mean that someday down the road they may not face each other.
Well, you know what they always say. Why run two when one will do? And Invasor is the one that will do whatever you ask him. Of course, he's going to be running very soon in the Don. He's obviously on the road to that, right?
He's literally on the road. He's in a van right now. He left Belmont Park at 10:30 this morning, and he'll arrive at Palmettos tomorrow morning. And we're pointing for February 3rd, the Don Handicap.
Congratulations to the connections of the Horse of the Year, Invasor. Excellent work this year. Let's keep it going. We'll see him again on the track very soon. Right now, we're going to go check in with the only person in the building who has more money than these guys, Jerry O'Connell. Jerry O, what's up, baby?
Thank you very much, guys. What a night. Thank you for joining us for the 36th Annual Eclipse Awards. We look forward to a great 2007, and we'll see you next year.
See you next year. Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
Thank you.
Whoa, whoa, don't even think about leaving. We have plenty more to come. We have the wrap-up show, a couple of surprises. I will talk with Simon Bray, Matt Carruthers, get their thoughts on what transpired here this evening at the 36th Annual Eclipse Awards. Everything that happened this evening and those surprises when we come back. We'll talk about all of it right after this here on TVG, so stick around.